Episode 1, Night of Crowns. Quentin is now running around the woods like a chicken with his head cut off, because apparently he's lost his friends. He ends up giving the witch from Hansel and Gretel a vial of his blood to help find them, but just as he hands his blood over, his friends appear, mostly intact, besides Penny's hands, due to the fact that Alice is still juiced up on god essence. They try to pull a beast and juice the wellsprings, but there isn't very much left, and it's quite literally the only thing that keeps Fillory running. So that's a no-go. Quentin uses his book knowledge to begin Plan C. Get into the castle armory and get the battle magic that Rupert Chatwin used to win the Battle of the Bulge. The only people that can go into the castle armory, though, are royals, and since Elliot is only High King in name, he needs to go get crowned. The five split up. Margot and Penny go to track down a magical healing river to, fix his hands, and Elliot, Quentin, and Alice go find the Rainbow Bridge, since that is the path towards the crowning area. Julia and Martin arrive back on Earth through a kid's ball pit. Very into the pit, if you will. And over recycled pizza, the two enter into a word is bond contract. It's a spell that guarantees that Martin won't hurt anybody while they are working towards getting rid of Reynard, and when Reynard is dealt with, Julia agrees to release the Leo Blade. The unlikely duo starts searching for signs of Reynard and finds a string of hedge witches all with their hearts ripped out with the same MO. They were all trying to summon the Lady Underground. At the healing river, Penny's hands are Frankenstein back on, and all seems well until the caretaker asks for a tip. Penny scoffs at him, saying, "Hey, I know your type. I'm not going to pay for this. It's a public resource." Since they don't have any gold, they end up leaving him empty-handed, at which point he whispers under his breath that you're going to regret this, at the same time that Penny's hands start glowing yellow. The gang meets up at the Rainbow Bridge, and they all cross it and make it to the crowning area, where they find an ancient knight there with a quiz to make sure that Elliot is qualified to be king. All the questions have to do with pop culture in the 90s on Earth, so Elliot is able to prove his worth by quoting a little Dirty Dancing. Elliot gets the crowns. Yes, crowns. There are 4 kings and queens of Fillory. Quentin turns it into a little impromptu ceremony, being like, "Hey, after all we've been through, we might as well make something of this." And he crowns Elliot, High King Elliot, the Spectacular. Elliot then crowns Margot, High Queen Margot, the Destroyer, and Alice, Queen Alice, the Wise. Margot then crowns Quentin, King Quentin, the moderately socially maladjusted. Newly crowned, the gang makes it to Whitespire and find out that being kings and queens of a magical land is not all fun and games. There has been a lot of suffering under the Beast rule. They are, though, able to get inside the armory and find out that the book they've been looking for is not in the armory in Fillory, but in fact it's back on Earth at Breakbills. So now they have to go back to Breakbills, leaving Elliot behind because now he can no longer leave Fillory. Some other things that are notable in this episode are the fact that Martin is trying to convince Julia to get rid of her shade, which is basically just her emotions. Penny, after not tipping the caretaker, is dealing with uncooperative hands, and Alice dealt with some insecurity over the fact that when the beast showed up, she froze. And Quentin encourages her to try out her god-fueled powers, and she is able to turn an apple seed into a full-blown mature tree. And of course, this little bonding moment leads to a little kiss, but that does not mean that they are back together. And also, Fen is a new woman, and by that, she has been recasted.